Hello, welcome to the Health Effects Institute 2022 Annual Conference. We're here with one of the Jane Warren Award winners this year, Garima Raheja. And Garima, would you please tell us a little bit about your award-winning research?
Yeah. All right, thanks Martha, and thanks HEI for this award. My research is focused on West Africa right here. We start with comparing the performance of multiple low-cost sensors for PM2.5. For example, the Clarity nodes, the Quanti-Q sensors, and the Purple Air sensors, all co-located at the University of Ghana for about 2 months. This research is really important because it helps us understand sensor performance and also helps us create correction factors. A lot of this research has happened in the US previously, but these are some of the first correction factors and co-locations to happen in Africa. After we have done this kind of co-location work that helps us develop these correction factors, we've been using the Gaussian mixture regression technique, which you can read more about at our paper here, that helps us correct the raw sensor data and then bring it closer to what a reference grade monitor might be creating from the same ambient air. We then correct all of our sensors using our Gaussian mixture regression correction technique. So here you can see how the progression of PM2.5 changes over the course of a couple years at 5 different sensors in Lomé, Togo. Moving on to this figure shows us the distribution of the 5 sensors across Lomé, Togo. At each of the pie charts, the amount of red on the pie chart shows the number of days measured that exceeded the WHO's health guidelines for PM2.5, the daily means. So in Lomé, Togo, the network-wide daily mean is 23.5 micrograms per meter cubed, which is about 1.5 times the WHO's daily guideline of PM2.5. We also see a pretty big difference in how the weekly cycle changes during the harmattan and outside of the harmattan. So the harmattan is a dry, dusty, northeasterly wind that blows Saharan wind into Lomé, Togo. We see here that the weekly cycle is pretty elevated during the harmattan and a lot lower outside of the harmattan. And we see that similarly here where the diurnal cycle is really elevated during the harmattan in Accra, and then much lower outside of the harmattan in Accra as well. So the trends stay pretty similar, but the average values are much higher during the harmattan. So going back to here, now looking at Ghana, which is a neighboring country, we have about 18 sites spread across the city and a lot focused in the smaller neighborhood of Jamestown. Here we see the PM2.5 distributions across all the different sites. This gray line here shows you the WHO daily PM2.5 guideline, and so most sites and most days in Accra, Ghana far exceed the WHO's daily PM2.5 guidelines. The average network-wide mean is 29 micrograms per meter cubed, which is about double the WHO's daily guidelines. So our key takeaways here are that sensor co-location studies are really important for building these models and understandings of sensor performance. But of course, we need more understandings of data, more analysis, and also more information about emissions inventories to fully understand the picture of air quality in Africa. That's my poster. Feel free to ask me more questions or reach me on Twitter at Raheja Garima. Thanks.